The patron saint for today, June 4th, is Saint Francis Caracciolo. Francis was born Ascanio de Caracciolo Pisquizi on October 13, 1563 in the Abruzzo region of the Kingdom of Naples, which is modern-day Italy. He belonged to the Pisquizio branch of the Caracciolo family, and was given the name Ascanio at his baptism. Even as a young boy, he had a reputation for gentleness and uprightness. When Francis turned 22, he was plagued with several skin issues, and in those days it was known as leprosy. The issues were so severe that he was considered hopeless. Because he was near to death, he made a vow that if he regained his health, he would spend the rest of his life in service of God and others. Miraculously, he was cured quickly and then wanted to fulfill his vow. He decided to go to Naples to study for the priesthood so he could fulfill his promise to God. 5 years after going to Naples, Francis assisted in drawing up rules for a new congregation named the Order of Clerics Regular Minor, also known as the Adorno Fathers. It was upon making his profession that Caracciolo took the name Francis in honor of Francis of Assisi. The order's principal founder died in 1593, and Francis was chosen superior general, despite his refusal, and remained in this position for 7 years until 1601. This order was both contemplative and active. They had perpetual adoration of the Blessed Sacrament that was kept up by rotation, and they also bound themselves to various practices of daily penance. Even in his capacity as superior of the order, Francis insisted on sharing simple tasks such as sweeping rooms, making beds, and washing dishes. As a priest, Francis spent many hours in the confessional. He was enriched with the gifts of prophecy and the reading of hearts. He also begged in the streets for the poor and gave away most of his possessions to the needy. But it was his devotion to the Blessed Sacrament for which Francis Caracciolo is most noted and remembered. Such was his love for the Holy Eucharist that he would spend almost the entire night in adoration. Francis Caracciolo wrote The 7 Stations of the Passion of our Lord Jesus Christ in 1710. He loved the poor, and like Thomas Aquinas, who was a relative on his mother's side, his purity was angelic. He spoke so movingly about the divine goodness to man that he was called the preacher of the love of God. In 1608, Caracciolo moved to Agnone to found a religious house. He arrived at Agnone apparently in good health, but on the first day of June 1608, he was seized with a fever which rapidly increased.
Let us go to heaven.
Shortly after saying this, he died. He was 44 years old. When his body was opened after death, Francis's heart was found as if it was burnt up, and the following words were imprinted around it: The zeal of thy house hath consumed me. Francis Caracciolo was beatified by Pope Clement XIV on June 4, 1769, and canonized by Pope Pius VII on May 24, 1807. In 1838, he was chosen as a patron saint of Naples, where his body lies. He is also the patron saint of Italian cooks.